Have you ever felt hurt by just a word, a look, or just silence from someone? And you ask yourself, why does that affect me so strongly? I want you to pause for a moment and ask another, deeper question. Is that person really hurting you? Or have you unconsciously given them the right to do so? Today, I'm going to share with you a hard truth, but if you accept it, it could change your life forever. No one can hurt you unless you allow it. It sounds simple, but to live like that, you need a lot of mental strength. And that's what we're going to explore in this video. _blank. In the book, Enchiridion, the Handbook of Ethics, by the Stoic philosopher Epictetus, there is a sentence I cannot forget. Others can insult you, but it is you who decides whether to be offended or not. I remember being publicly attacked by an acquaintance in a crowd. Their words were harsh, and I felt terribly hurt. But when I sat back, calmly looked inside, I realized what hurt me was not the words, but that I chose to believe them, that I allowed them to touch my vulnerable part. Hurt, for the most part, doesn't come from the actions of others. It comes from the meaning you attach to those actions. One person said, "You are a failure. If you believe that, you hurt. If you understand your self-worth, you smile. And let it go like the wind. _blank. So why are we so vulnerable? Why is someone's cold stare enough to keep you up at night? Because most of us grow up without being taught how to build internal boundaries. We are used to living by recognition. Get used to hearing compliments to feel valued. Get used to taking other people's feelings as a measure of your own lovability. And so when someone turns their back, when someone stops praising us, we fall apart. Not because they are too strong, but because we are too empty inside. A fragile mind will always feel under attack. A person who does not know who he is will always be swayed by the way others treat him. _blank. I didn't make this video to make you tough or cold and indifferent. The goal isn't that you don't have emotions, it's that you control your emotions. You become aware of what belongs to you, what is other people's business, and don't let what doesn't belong to you rule your heart. We'll take you on this journey together, from identifying what makes you vulnerable, to cultivating a steely inner self, and ultimately, true freedom in the midst of life's judgments, hurts, and betrayals. I don't promise this journey will be easy, but I promise it will be worth it. _blank. And if you ever feel like you're not strong enough to handle the hurt, if you've ever thought, "I'm so sensitive, I can't help it," then stay until the end of this video. Because I'm going to show you, true strength is not feeling pain, but not letting pain control you. You don't have to be rock hard, you just have to be strong enough not to break. And to do that, you need to learn how to set internal boundaries. This video is the first step, and it all starts with a simple choice. Are you ready to take back control of your emotions today? Have you ever felt like the whole world was controlling your emotions? One person compliments you, you are happy all day. One person criticizes, you become quiet and doubt yourself. Someone cares, you feel valued. Someone suddenly becomes cold, you are confused, disappointed, wondering, what did I do wrong? If that sounds familiar to you, let me break it down. You are living like a remote control, and someone else is holding the controls. Does it hurt? But the truth is often not gentle. And if you don't realize that soon, your life will always revolve around reacting to others, instead of proactively living the way you want. _. We are taught how to please others from a very young age. From grades, compliments from parents, to recognition from teachers and colleagues, all together make up a pattern. If others are satisfied, then I deserve it. If not, I am at fault. Result? You grew up with a heart that was too vulnerable. Not because you were weak, but because you have given the power to define your self-worth to others. When you depend on validation, you put the keys to your emotions in the hands of others. And they can open or lock it at any time, depending on their mood. Not yours. _. I was in that exact situation. There was a person who used to be my best friend. Every compliment, every message from them made my day. I felt recognized. But then they gradually became distant and cold, for no apparent reason. I started doubting myself, blaming myself, hurting myself, until I read a quote by Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic philosopher. He wrote, "If you are hurt by something outside, then you yourself have given it the power to do so." That sentence was like a slap in the face. I suddenly understood. The other person didn't hurt me, I allowed it to happen. I gave them the power to define who I am. _. Imagine you are holding a cup of hot water. If someone pushes your hand, water spills out and you get burned. You blame them. But what if you don't hold that glass of water? If you were more careful, more conscious, you wouldn't get burned. The fault is not with the pusher. It is with you who picked up something that could cause harm, without realizing the risk. So is injury. It's not about what other people do. It's about whether you embrace it or not. _. From today, ask yourself, what am I happy about? Who am I sad for? Am I letting my mood be controlled from the outside? And if the answer is yes, then that's where you need to start making changes. You need to relearn a lesson that no one taught you in school. Your worth doesn't come from how others see you, it comes from how you talk to yourself. _. You have the right to refuse to be manipulated. You have the right to keep your mood from being dragged down by a single sentence. You have the right to live as a master, not a victim of external emotions. But before you can have that right, you must reclaim it from the places you have given it away. It could be someone you used to be close to, a group of friends who have hurt you, or you, in the old, weak version, dependent on praise and criticism. And you know what? It's never too late to start. As long as you are willing to look the truth in the face, that no one can hurt you, unless you give them that power. There is something few people tell you. Being kind, considerate, and easy to get along with doesn't mean you'll live a peaceful life. Conversely, sometimes the nicer you are, the more vulnerable you are. Why? Because you have no boundaries. You let people into your mind easily. You let the scorn, the frowns, the silence of others turn your heart upside down. You give up all your inner stage to the outside world, and then wonder why you are always tired and vulnerable. That is why today, We need to talk about an art of living that you cannot ignore if you want peace in this chaotic world. Build inner boundaries. Blank. Underscore. Blank. So what are inner boundaries? It is not a barrier for you to isolate yourself from people. It is not coldness, indifference, or showing that no one cares. Inner boundaries are simply know what part is yours, and what part you don't need to carry. That's when you understand clearly. I control my thoughts, my feelings belong to me, and I don't let others define me by how they treat me. When you have boundaries, you no longer live to please everyone. You live true to your values, and guard that core like a gatekeeper holding the keys to your soul. Blank. Underscore. Blank. But how do you know if you lack inner boundaries? Listen for these signs. You are easily caught up in other people's emotions. When they are happy, you are happy. When they are sad, you are worried. You feel guilty when you say no to something, even though you don't want to. You don't dare to live your truth for fear of being judged and misunderstood. You feel hurt by even the smallest things. I used to be like that. I used to apologize even when I did nothing wrong, just because I was afraid of offending people. I used to strain myself to maintain a proper and not bothering anyone image, but inside I was exhausted. And then one day, I realized kindness without boundaries is the path to the deepest hurt. Blank. Underscore. Blank. So how do you build strong inner boundaries? Here are 5 principles to get you started. Principle 1: don't identify yourself with what other people say about you. Just because people say you are bad doesn't mean you are. They are just speaking their own perspective, not the truth about you. Principle 2: keep only the right thing. Ignore the rest. Not all criticism is wrong, but not all of it is worth keeping. Have a filter. Listen, but only take in what will truly help you get better. Principle 3: don't react immediately. One criticism, no response. Take a breath. Pause for a few seconds. Observe your emotions. Reacting immediately is instinct, but reacting after being sober, that is courage. Principle 4: know your worth without needing anyone's approval. Not everyone is going to like you. Not everyone understands you. And that doesn't make you any less valuable. Principle 5: don't expect others to understand you completely. You live your whole life without fully understanding yourself. So why expect someone to understand you through just a few conversations? Let go of that expectation. You will be freer. Blank. Underscore. Blank. Setting boundaries isn't about pushing people away. It's about knowing who you should stay close to and who you shouldn't. It is so that you can open your heart consciously, not open the door of your soul wide for everyone to enter. Leaving chaos behind. You don't need to act strong. Just one clear boundary. You will find yourself more confident, calmer, and most importantly, less vulnerable than before. You can't build a strong fortress with just one oath. Just like you can't build an internal boundary just by saying, "I don't want to be hurt anymore." Self-mastery does not come from a moment's determination. It comes from practicing every day, over and over again, until your insides no longer waver every time someone touches you with a word or a judgmental look. So where do you start? From simple, specific, yet powerful strategies. And if you stick with it, you will no longer be as easily influenced as before. Blank. Underscore. Blank. First strategy. Identify emotional trigger points. Whenever you feel angry, hurt, disappointed, or heartbroken, stop and ask yourself, what meaning did I just assign to that action? Someone doesn't reply to your messages, right pointing arrow, you think they look down on you. Someone praises others but not you, right pointing arrow, you think you are inferior. A coworker gives you a gentle comment, right pointing arrow, you think they are attacking you. Most hurt doesn't come from the action. It comes from how you interpret it. Start keeping a journal of the times your emotions are triggered. Write down specifically what happened, how you felt, and why you reacted that way. After a few weeks, you'll see a pattern repeat itself, and from there, you'll begin to understand yourself better than ever. Blank. Underscore. Blank. Strategy 2. Practice observing, instead of reacting. We tend to shoot back when we are hurt. Someone says something that upsets us, we immediately want to counterattack, defend ourselves, and refute. But you know what? Truly strong people do not react hastily. They paused. They breathe. They look inside before they speak. Use the 3-second pause technique. Just 3 seconds. As soon as you get emotionally triggered, don't say anything. Ask, what am I feeling? What did this reaction come from in the past? Is it really worth it? You do not need to respond immediately. You just have to not lose yourself right away. Blank. Underscore. Blank. Strategy 3. Practice being proactive in communication. People with inner boundaries do not suffer in silence. They dare to speak out, but not shout. They dare to refuse, but not impolitely. You have the right to say, I disagree with the way you speak. I need time to think. I feel uncomfortable with that joke. You don't have to be stiff or grumpy. You just need to be firm and clear. Refuse calmly. It's not selfish. It is self-respect. Blank. Underscore. Blank. Strategy 4. Change core beliefs. Many people live with an unconscious belief. If someone doesn't like you, it means you're not good enough. Are you carrying that belief? If so, try replacing it with another belief. If someone doesn't like you, it's probably because they're different. And that has nothing to do with your worth. It sounds simple, but when your beliefs change, the way you see the world changes. You no longer live in fear of abandonment. You no longer have to force yourself to be accepted. You live as yourself, and let others choose how they treat that. Blank. Underscore. Blank. Final strategy. Practice stoicism every day. Stoicism is not a lofty theory. It's practice. It's a living reflex. It's how you check yourself every day. Every morning, ask yourself, what is my business today? What is not? Every night, ask yourself, who did I let control my emotions today? How will I react differently next time? Write it down. Please repeat. Don't wait until you get hurt to learn to keep boundaries. Practice the little things. Blank. Underscore. Blank. Finally, you must remember this. Inner boundaries don't come naturally. They are the result of an active, daily choice. Every time you choose to stay calm, is another brick added to your strong wall. Every time you choose to respond with understanding, you are one step closer to emotional freedom. There is a kind of visa-free freedom. No passport required, no money needed, and no one needs to agree. That is inner freedom. Sounds abstract? But I believe that if you have ever felt tired of being dragged down by other people's emotions, if you have ever felt like you were living on stage, where everyone can throw any judgment at you, then you will understand. Inner freedom is not about avoiding your emotions. It's not that you close your heart, become cold and insensitive, but when you know who you are free from dependence on the recognition, looks and judgments of others. And to achieve that freedom, you need one thing: clear internal boundaries. Blank. Underscore. Blank. So, what changes when you have strong internal boundaries? You no longer get caught up in drama, gossip, meaningless arguments, backstabbing. You begin to filter what is worth paying attention to, and what should be let go. You will no longer be manipulated by people who use emotions to control others. They will feel off balance when standing in front of someone who is not easily swayed. You become calmer, not because you are emotionless, but because you know. Reacting immediately is not always strength. And you are more confident, not because you are better than anyone, but because you no longer live to please anyone. Blank. Underscore. Blank. Someone asked me, is it possible to live without anyone making you sad? The answer is no. There will always be moments when we are touched, hurt, and disappointed. But here's the important thing. Inner freedom is not when no one makes you sad, it's when you no longer need anyone to make you happy. Think about it. Do you sometimes feel loved, happy, only when someone texts at the right time, says something you want to hear, or gives you a compliment? The problem isn't positive emotions, it's your dependence on external things to make you happy. When you have inner boundaries, you create peace for yourself without needing others to give it to you. You no longer let your emotions be traded away with just a scene without reply, a cold look, or an insensitive word. Blank. Underscore. Blank. I used to think that in order to not get hurt, I had to be tough, must appear indifferent, must learn to freeze emotions. But you know what? It's a defense mechanism that slowly wears you down. No one can hurt you, but no one can get close to you either. Until I realized this, you don't have to brace yourself to not get hurt. You can still be soft, but have boundaries. You can still be emotional, but don't let your emotions get the best of you. You can still love, without losing yourself. Remember, there will be people who don't like you. There will be people who misunderstand you. Some people will leave without an explanation. But that says nothing about your true worth. Your true worth lies in how you react, how you hold yourself, and how you choose peace, even in the midst of storms. Blank. Underscore. Blank. Inner freedom is not a place. It is a state you can enter if you learn to protect your boundaries. And the best part is, no one can take that freedom away unless you give it to yourself in exchange for acceptance from others. So hold on tight. Choose to live by your own standards. And remember, you don't have to be tough to be strong. Just being clear enough inside is enough. Hurt is inevitable in life. But the more important question is, who is allowing that damage to happen? You know, most of our deepest pain doesn't come from other people. It comes from how we react to them. A word, an action, is just an agent. The emotions you experience are your own decision. This may sound hard to accept, but it is true. And when you accept that, You get back the most precious thing that so many people lose every day. Take control of your life. Blank. Underscore. Blank. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "If you are hurt by something outside, then you yourself have given it the power to do so." Reading this sentence, I realized, every time I feel insulted, abandoned, disrespected, I allow someone else to decide how I feel. I give them the key to my heart. And the scary thing is, sometimes they don't even know they're holding it. But you know what? You can claim that key back. No need to argue. No need to resist. No need to be strong on the outside. Just one inner decision. From now on, I will not allow anyone to hurt me without my consent. Blank. Underscore. Blank. But wait, is that weakness? Is it silence? Patience? Letting others take advantage? Or not? Silence is not weakness. Not reacting immediately does not mean you are weak. In fact, slow reaction is the manifestation of a person with true inner strength. Calm in the midst of chaos. That is the sign of maturity. You don't need to shout to prove you're right. You don't need to respond to save face. You just need to be strong inside and clear outside. Because clear boundaries are worth 1,000 excuses. Blank. Underscore. Blank. I know, it's not easy to change a habit that has been with you your whole life. Maybe you are the type of person who always wants to please others. Always be sensitive to criticism. Always feel affected by surrounding emotions. But you don't have to change everything overnight. Actually, you can't. Building internal boundaries is like exercise. Every time you are impacted, and you choose to stay calm, it is an inner muscle that is trained. Every time you say, no, without feeling guilty, you add another brick to the wall of your freedom. Blank. Underscore. Blank. Start with the small things. Wake up in the morning and ask yourself, today, what is mine? What is not? When someone says something that upsets you, slow down and ask, do I need to react? Or can I observe? Before going to bed, ask yourself, who did I let control my emotions today, and why? Just a few questions, every day, but if you're honest, they'll lead you back to your inner power. Blank. Underscore. Blank. You don't have to be strong to be strong. You just need to understand that no one can hurt you unless you let them. And it is you, no one else, who can give or take away that permission. When you do this, you will enter a zone of freedom that no praise or criticism can touch. You don't need to look for outside validation. You don't have to try to be the version others expect. Because you are enough, and you know it. Blank. Underscore. Blank. So, if you're listening to this last part, I don't need you to change immediately. I just invite you to start asking the question again every time the emotion arises. And every time you do, you take back control of your life. Don't underestimate inner power. It's not loud, it's not flashy, but it's the ultimate weapon to live a life of peace, strength, and freedom from control.